Hey, it worked this time. This way's way better. Good morning, world. Sports highlights. Coffee, bagels, chillin'. 7:30 on TSN. Shout out. Arizona. Edmonton. Oh crap. Honestly, I'm gonna go watch a game in Arizona in that small building. Wouldn't suck. Like, I'm not really going for like the overall atmosphere of a hockey game. I'm sitting down in a seat and I have a good view of a hockey game and it's NHL players. What do I care? It's probably cheap as hell. Leon Draisaitl, 300 career goals. I feel like he should have 700. I have to admit, watching hockey highlights doesn't hit the same as it did yesterday, or the 2 days ago, or the day before, because I've been eliminated from my hockey fantasy pools, so that sucks. Nugent Hopkins on an absolute tear this year. Oilers win 5-4 against Arizona. At least Arizona's not crap. Like, it's not terrible. And now they're going to talk to somebody about playing hockey for a while, and I don't really care about doing that. Not doing that at all. Draisaitl 300 career goals, as I mentioned. This might be something I just try and do now and then. Every morning, have my coffee, have my bagel, 7:30 in the morning, 7 o'clock-ish, watch sports highlights for half an hour. I think it would probably be better if I was actually watching like a different program. Maybe the one that just quickly goes through the highlights. That'd be a lot better. Except this is Jays in 30. Why would anybody want to watch Jays in 30? Remember when they just had the Sportsnet, the score headline sports or whatever, and the highlights would just roll and roll and roll and roll and roll all morning long, and that was just all you needed. And now you just need analysts to come in and talk about everything and make a story about everything. Just give me the highlight roll. Jays in 30. Everything is just, let's go talk to the desk, let's go talk to the desk, let's go talk to the desk. What's sport? Jay Onright. Oh look, he's talking to people on stage. Do not care. Bloopers of the month. What are we doing? Don't make me read the ticker. I'll just look at the ticker. It's MLB preseason. Shout out. Give me a break. You know what we could do? We could talk about how Winnipeg Jets might not make the playoffs. Like, I feel like that's insane. With all the other teams that are still around. But if I'm going to pick anybody, I'm still going to pick the Winnipeg Jets. Because they have Connor Hellebuck. I think if you have Connor Hellebuck, you should be winning. Or you should have the best chance. And to really find me a good reason of why Winnipeg's not playing well, I can't really tell you a good answer, because they have the offense, they have decent defense there, they have the goalie. Unless you're looking in the dressing room and maybe there's a bit of a distraction with Pierre-Luc Dubois and like perhaps not coming back. All right, here we go. Western Conference standings. So Seattle's holding the 1. Winnipeg's still holding the 2. They have a 4-point lead on Calgary. And a 5-point lead on Nashville. I'm going to say Nashville's pretty much out. They do have 2 games in hand, and we'll see if they can make something of that, but I don't really know. I think Winnipeg will still hold on to it. I think Seattle and Winnipeg are good picks to hold on. So here we go, sibling rivalry. Brady and Matthew Tkachuk playing against each other in Ottawa last night. 2 absolute studs. Like, these brothers are unreal. Matthew Tkachuk having a quiet Hart candidate season. Brady with a one-timer. You know, a buddy of mine traded 2 first-round picks for Brady Tkachuk in his rookie season. And that trade is working out phenomenally. This kid does it all. Matthew Tkachuk says, I see your goal and I raise you. Oh, it goes off the bar though. What a shot. Florida's a bit lost though. I mean, you could always look at players and how good of a season they're having. But really, you got to win hockey games, and Florida sucks. They're not very good at all. Oh, there we go. Radko Gudas stepping up. Is that on Stützle? Brady has some words for Gudas. Love that. But good. It's cool. Just have words. That was cool. At least he didn't jump him and everyone acts like, oh, we're going to fight, and then just ridiculousness. At least he goes and has a word for him. Like, yeah, buddy, I see ya. I see ya. Now I'm on you. Like, good. That's hockey. I love that. DeBrincat with a one-timer from the off wing. Ooh. 3-1 Ottawa. Florida on the power play. Forsling with a beam. Hamonic just breaking sticks, leaving the ice after taking that block shot. Man, you know, being a Toronto Maple Leaf fan, you don't want to be like fan of Ottawa, the Ottawa Senators or whatever, but I mean, just as a hockey fan, purely excited for them. What's this? Fans in Ottawa chanting Brady's better. That's awesome. Ottawa wins 5-2. Like, Florida 36, 31, and 7. That's terrible. Brady Tkachuk, 1 goal, 1 assist, 16:52 time on ice. That's pretty cool. There's Mads Sogaards, who played last night for Ottawa. I remember in my fantasy draft for my Dynasty League, I saw him sitting there. I had a bunch of goalies circled, and I think there might have been a goalie run in the draft. It was like 3 goalies, and Mads Sogaard was one of them, and I just thought, damn it, I missed out on him. Head-to-head rivalry between the Tkachuks. 9 wins for Brady, 8 wins for Matthew. 6 goals apiece, 12 assists for Matthew, 5 for Brady, 18 and 11 are the points. Montreal, Buffalo. So Tage Thompson didn't play this game, I don't think. Buffalo's still fighting for that spot, and like, good for them. Love to see it. Guys are stepping up. I don't think Tage Thompson played. But I mean, if Tage Thompson's not playing, then you know that's a pretty decent injury. He's their superstar, and they're still fighting for a spot-ish, I believe, right? So not having him in absolutely sucks. Sucked more for me last week. Well, yeah, it sucked more for me not having him in my Dynasty League. But it is what it is. I had no idea Brendan Gallagher was back playing hockey this year. That's pretty cool. A shootout. Anybody else turn off the shootout sometimes? I don't know. Don't really care for it. Like that, Michael Pizzetta riding the lumber after a shootout winning goal. So Buffalo 35-31. So they're still there with Florida, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Nice shot. Montreal's another team. I grew up. I wasn't taught to hate them, but it was just more of a rivalry. I think hockey had perhaps better rivalries when I was growing up. Um, so you just hated Montreal, you hated Ottawa, but as you get older and you just appreciate the game of hockey, like Montreal's looks really good on the way. Islanders, Pittsburgh holding the 1-2 spot right now. Florida with 3 points behind. Pittsburgh still has a game in hand. They got to start getting a bit more saves over there, but I think they could be okay. The Islanders will always do their best, I think, into making it as hard as they possibly can on themselves to actually make the playoffs. Losing to Columbus last week, what are you doing? We're going to switch channels here because it was on commercial. Little Blue Jays preseason, Phillies, Jays. Man, I can't wait. I think it's starting this week. I love when this... Again, when I was younger, I just watched so much sports, so much highlights. I felt like the spring training for MLB was just like 2 months long. And it took forever, and I just wanted them to start. I think with the World Baseball Classic this year and March Madness going on, it kind of came up quickly, and I love that a lot more. And baseball starts this week, and the Jays have a lot of new pieces. Varsho, I believe, is one of the guys. I really look forward to him. This was a crazy scene with Realmuto with the Phillies. Puts his glove up because the pitcher wanted another ball. I think JP, I believe is his name, Realmuto. Like, baseball, this guy. He's not a jerk. Like, he's a cool dude. Like, just a good ball player, especially catchers. Like, you got to have a good reputation with the umpires. And he puts his glove up. He doesn't feel the ball come in because he thinks the umpire's just going to throw it. He moves his glove. The umpire drops the ball. It lands on the ground instead of his glove. And he throws Realmuto out of the game. Like, what are these, like, umpires are turning into NBA refs now? Like, what are we doing? Like, just, come on. It's not about you, man. How bad of a day could you possibly be having? I love that here. We'll watch the top 10 with Jay. Ryan Reeves going one-on-one with the smelling salts. And I've tried it before back in my baseball days, and it put a rocket booster in me. I tell you, it absolutely floored me. It was I didn't do it again. It's not like that I wouldn't, but I just didn't. So what is this top 10? We got a basketball game here. Oh, it's the J.R. Smith not knowing what to do with the ball. LeBron's going crazy. Top 10 funny reactions. LeBron could have all 10 of these funny reaction spots, whether it's him acting on a foul or traveling from the half-court line for a dunk, taking 13 steps, no call because he's LeBron James. Oh, it's funny. Tyler Harrow. It's not the same if you can't see it. Give me some more highlights, man. What do we care about dunks for? Cam Talbot may be able to return versus the Flyers. That's huge. Matt Duchene week to week. I saw that slap shot watching the game. There was blood coming from his hand. Hate to talk about my fantasy squad, but again, Matt Duchene on my team, another guy who's out for a while. All good. Doesn't matter anymore. Oh, Lamar Jackson saga. Let's talk about that. Requested a trade from Ravens on March 2nd. Received non-exclusive franchise tag March 7th. This sucks. Quarterback is the most important position on a football team. He's the captain. He runs the offense. Everything goes through him. You don't have a good quarterback, it's hard to win. Not everybody can have a Chicago Bears defense of the 2000s and have Rex Grossman as their quarterback and make it to a Super Bowl. It just doesn't happen all the time. Lamar Jackson puts out a tweet thanking fans and talking about the fans. This situation sucks. And then, of course, they're talking about, does Lamar Jackson actually have an agent? He said there was a guy named Ken Francis is somebody representing him. But I think in the NFL, like if you have somebody representing you, they have to be part of an organization or have to be registered or something like that. And this guy's not registered. So people are asking, is he even real? I don't know if he's real. It doesn't really... It's so weird, man. But... And now we got Harbaugh talking about him, and it's too bad because it seems like Lamar Jackson is a good team player, but... Yeah, Lamar dropping this tweet just before the team goes live to a media conference, whatever. Don't tell me you didn't know that was happening. Pretty selfish. Lamar Jackson turned down 5 years, $250 million contract, $133 million guaranteed in September. It's tough, man, because these guys are putting their bodies, their minds, their futures on the line each and every week, especially as a quarterback. And you want to get what you think you're worth, but like how much money is how much? Like how much money does somebody need? If you're smart with your money, you never need to touch your game day paychecks. Talk about Rob Gronkowski did the same thing. I don't think the guy ever touched it because he had money coming in other ways. Athletes get paid too much money. It's a circus, right? Sports is a circus. It takes our minds off other important things, and we look at the circus. That is sports. The entertainment, that is sports. And for some reason, that's where the money goes. So we don't look at more important things in life. Let's not get out of control here. Let's talk about sports. Lamar Jackson 40-17 since 2019, including playoffs. All other quarterbacks for the Ravens were 4-9. So obviously Lamar Jackson was a big piece to this squad. I don't know, man. I think that if you don't want to pay a quarterback, what else are you going to do? Where else is Baltimore going to go here? They have some good pieces around the rest of their team to be good. But really, the way with Pittsburgh's building and the way they looked last year, Pittsburgh's going to be just as good, if not better, this year. Maybe like a 10-7 record, or maybe 11-6. I believe. Like, you never know. They'd be right there with Baltimore. Cincinnati's going to probably be the clear number one in that division. But maybe Baltimore's looking at it like that we don't really like our window here for the next 3, 4, 5 years. So let's save that money and maybe get a younger quarterback here in the draft. Someone that we could move forward with for the next 8 years. If you're lucky, you'll get a quarterback for a decade. And I think Joe Burrow could be that for Cincinnati. And maybe they don't think Lamar Jackson is that moving forward, especially with injury prone. Him being injury prone, and the rumors of him maybe being able to play but not playing through some of these injuries. Again, these guys are football players. They're warriors. I'm never gonna say step up and play for your team, because what the hell do I know? But it's an extremely tough situation. And again, we get a lot of different talking heads talking about one tweet. It's pretty cool. It's pretty boring, but I'm doing it. And if you watch it, then I thank you. And that's the other thing too. They're saying, he can hold out being franchise tagged, and it's so easy to say for somebody who's just sitting here talking about sports in a basement, because you'd be getting paid millions and millions of dollars still to play football. But if you're thinking about your health, then maybe you just want more. I don't know. It's such a tough situation. I don't want to say these players are greedy, but I don't know. You got to think about your future at the same time, but millions of dollars to play the game you love is still millions of dollars to play the game you love. Excuse me. Adam Schefter, shout out, making a good point here. Other than the Aaron Rodgers saga, a lot of NFL teams have already made their moves, have already spent all their money, getting ready for next season, getting ready for training camp, which I believe might start in June already, no? June, July. So it's still a couple months away, but as he's saying, teams have spent their money, they've made their decisions, they're all ready for the draft. Perhaps they've already had, you'll still see some trades come through, I believe, as the draft approaches. But I mean, they have their strategy set. They know what they're going to do. Are there teams in the NFL that would love to have Lamar Jackson on their team next year? Of course there would be. But how many would really want them? So here we go. Lamar Jackson's next team, hypothetical odds. We got the Colts leading the way. Falcons, Patriots, Buccaneers, Commanders, Lions, Panthers, Titans, Jets, 49ers. Colts, Falcons make a lot of sense. Patriots, I don't know. I don't really see the point there. Give Jones another go at it. Commanders, for sure. Buccaneers, for sure. I want to see him in Atlanta. I think Atlanta would be a really good spot for him. I think Atlanta would have a good strategy for the way Lamar Jackson kind of runs a game. With the scrambling, I think that Lamar Jackson would possibly need to focus on being more of a pocket passer. So weird to say late in a career, but it's not late in a career. It could be for a lot of guys. I don't think it is for him. But just to make sure you're healthy and safe, you don't have that other weapon where you can stay in the pocket and throw the ball rather than scrambling and running around everywhere. You know what I mean? If you're able to do both and your team's able to do both around you, then that's dynamite. Changing channels here. We're going to Los Angeles Dodgers. Oh. I don't know what the heck that was. That was some sort of weird diving catch. I don't want to watch that. High school dunk contest, man. Ay. Blue Jays in 30 again. Don't matter. So that's going to go till 8, but we only got 5 minutes left anyway because we are going to work. I could see us doing this a lot, folks. Maybe we'll just set this up 7:30 to 8 o'clock every single morning from Monday to Friday. Lock it in. Maybe we'll go a little bit past the hour. We'll go till 8 o'clock. And maybe we can get some like a good roll of highlights here. I mean, there was enough hockey games last night. Just give us the roll of highlights. That's all we want. Again, Blue Jays in 30 at 8 a.m. Oh, Blue Jays in 30 at 8:30. Just follow the money on Sportsnet 360. Shout out. Why? What? Is it a betting thing? Following the money. What does it say when you click on it? Spreads and lines. Okay, that's kind of cool. That is kind of cool, but it's not what we want right now. March Madness has stolen so much money from me that I took a break. I was doing well. I was on heaters, NHL, players, assists, shots. I love betting those. Sometimes I'll parlay a few games together in NHL. And then March Madness killed me, as I'm sure it killed a lot of people, a lot of those brackets. Won a little bit of money in the Dell match play. Shout out, that was awesome. If you saw my Instagram little short or even on YouTube here. Don't want that to leave, but unfortunately it is. Don't agree with it. It's a different animal, it gives you something else, and I love it. Rainy here in Ontario. So we got March Madness. The ladies' Final Four is set. South Carolina versus Iowa. LSU versus Virginia Tech. 2 number 1 seeds remaining in Virginia Tech, South Carolina. LSU, I believe, was a big upset in the Sweet 16, was it? Unfortunately, I don't know enough about this, even though I know everything. So we got to get away from that. I apologize to that. And now we're right back here to the Ottawa game. Oh, the glass went out. Maybe we'll get some hockey highlights here to finish us off for the last 2 minutes. I doubt we will, but we'll see. What a pass. Oh, it's like you got to see it stuff. I know what I can talk about. Luka Doncic says he's not having fun playing basketball. Does anybody here think that that's possibly because Kyrie Irving was traded to his team? I think it's a strong possibility. A very big, strong possibility. He sucks your soul out. You think you're going to have a better team and be more competitive. You're not. I think you're on the outside looking in. Stop. So we're back at the top of the hour. And that's just the way it is. We don't have enough time for it. All right, we're just about half an hour. That's what I wanted to do. We'll have to come up with a better system here. Maybe we go to YouTube and we watch highlights of something else. We need something that has faster highlight packages so we can just keep it going and going and going and going and going, and we can talk sports. instead of listening to Jays in 30. This follow the money thing is really, really cool. Don't want to take away from it. Love that idea. That's a great idea for a show. Trey Turner on the Phillies. That's going to be something else. All right, cool. So, day number 1. Talk to you later. Bye. Exit.